welcome. I just want to clear something up straight away. The image you saw on the stream starting soon is actually an image used for old school streams. There's no spoilers of new content there or any leaks or anything. No, I'm taking no blame for this. They're saying we can't hear us.
Oh, really?
Yes. Apparently we're quiet.
Apparently it sounded really low.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. Say more words.
Okay, we'll just go with it. Anyway, yes.
We're getting a lot of positivity as well that it's all fine.
Yeah, it's oh, there you go, microphone right in the face. Yeah, the audio you saw at the start, the image you saw at the start of the stream is from an old school starting image, not RuneScape. There's no spoilers of any update in there, just an FYI, because I saw some people saying, "What's this new thing?" So yeah, it's not that. So, as a heads up as to what's going on, we have had the Epic Jam taking place. In a quick summary, what is the Epic Jam, Modelsman?
Well, it kicked off on, I want to say the 10th.
Correct.
I say the 10th Thursday, not the 9th, because I got that completely wrong the first time. This is an opportunity for us to down tools on our projects. So when I say us, I mean the episodic content team. So if you watched the Designer Diary previously that was covering the team that is making kind of quests, minigames, bosses, that kind of thing. So we're downing tools from our big projects that you saw announced at RuneFest, and we are making things for 2 weeks. That involves a bit of pizza, a bit of fish and chips, but mostly making game updates that we really hope to and would love to launch in the short term. So,
as you mentioned, in the short term, obviously we have prefaced this by saying, no, all the projects that devs are working on, they may not want to show, and that's completely up to them. So we actually have had some devs come forward who wanted to show off some of the stuff they're working on as kind of like, here is the initial progress. So joining us first of all is Mod Rowley.
There was an option to not show this.
You know there was.
So, I'm just setting the bar, that's fine.
It's fine. All right, so I think, do you want to bring up the in-game? Are you good to bring up the in-game on the stream?
Yeah, no, fine.
Let's do it. Let's bring up the in-game. All right, so what have you, we're all good to go, so what have you been working on?
So this is something Mod Raven and I have been working on since we originally created Player Own Farm. There's a little hint over there.
Oh boy.
just for context, this is Falador, and we're moving into Tavali because we've added some low-level, well, we say player-owned farm options in a free area of the game here in Tavali. This is Tavali Lake.
I'm enjoying the fact that says your farm is now in autumn. Oh wait, what? You got your own little trough and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, mechanically, we're using a lot of the elements of player-owned farm, but this is kind of like a pared-back version. This isn't so intricate and involved.
So like an introductory version of player-owned farm. Yeah. Okay.
So one thing we haven't done yet, but we'd probably look to do, is implement this within the path system to teach some of the basics of animal farming and try and introduce it earlier on.
Yeah.
And as you can see, we got a little. Well, it's a lake. It's not that the lake is small; it's the ducks are big.
Yeah.
So I've been playing around recently. I've been testing out these. These are mega ducks, obviously, and these are like, we're playing with shiny variants.
So is this kind of like a number of merged pens, or is this? Are you imagining this is one pen?
This is just one pen. So right, okay. This is the first pen we've done where you can get. So collectively, the group is waterfowl, and we've got geese and ducks and swans. Yeah. Is what we've gone with, and it's the first one that has like mixed animals, but of a similar type. Yeah. And each of them has their own shiny variant, which is slightly different from Manor Farm, but you know, we thought we'd expand on things a little bit.
Is this going to add to the collection log for this?
I mean, questions like that are to be determined, really.
Fair enough.
I started putting them into it, but again, we're talking with Raven, we wanted to pare things back and keep things simple, so probably not.
Okay.
Especially because these are all pretty low level, and like we can see, you can just buy the eggs here from the Lady of the Lake, from her lovely
enhanced calibre.
There's a joke there, isn't there?
I'll be honest. It's
yep.
Oh, very good. Okay.
No, I see what you did there.
Yeah, it's gone straight over my head. That one.
Next level punning.
Yeah, none of this might survive anything, right?
So what is your broader aim for it? What was the thinking behind the whole project?
So this is kind of based off. So first off, it's one of the things that was on your bounty board.
Yeah, the bounty board.
If you want to come to that later.
That. Yeah.
But the other for us is that archaeology. Sorry, stepping back. For those players that don't know, archaeology is the new skill we're releasing next January, and as part of that, we're increasing the free-to-play level cap from 5 to 20.
Just for that skill, just to clarify.
Just for archaeology.
Okay, yep.
But this was kind of so part of this was an investigation into doing that potentially for farming.
Yeah.
And if we wanted that, we wanted to have some new spangly content that would fit in that gap. So we've got, I mean, you got the eggs on here, like the levels 1, 7, and 13 currently, just playing around with the balancing. But mechanically, yeah, there's a lot of similarities with Play Your Own Farm. It's an engaging piece of content, and hopefully it would hook new players and low-level farmers, free-to players into the new farming loop. Obviously, caveats again: assets would not be final. The pen size, things like this, we'd play around with, but we kind of extrapolated back from the small pens. So you got 9 here to fill out the lake.
And obviously, the comments are all now saying player on pond, as to be expected.
We've already got a pop.
A pop, here
Yeah,
we go.
I know, we're going to need something else.
So scale theory would suggest. I mean, it's the Lady of the Lake, so we might have to change her name if it's a pond.
So a lol pop.
I've been. I mean, considering the current like popular culture, I've been calling it the Untitled Waterfowl update.
What about lake? Player on lake? Poll.
Poll. Yeah, it could work.
Well,
I mean, we haven't had one for a while.
We're worried that like player.
We probably
Nice. Very, very topical.
we seem to be self-deprecating, kick ourselves in the nuts.
We were wondering.
Is this the approach we're taking now? Is this
Well, I've got to learn how life after Shawnee is, and apparently it's this.
what, to punch the game instead of me?
Anyway,
we were wondering if calling it player owned something maybe puts too much emphasis on what it is. So
Yeah.
And Untitled Goose Game is very much in the zeitgeist. So
I'm playing that moment.
we'd go with that.
Oh, that's tickled me. Jesus.
But working title.
Yeah. But there are a few things that you would like to do if this become a big project. I mean, it's only been 4
grats.
days.
Concept level.
Oh yeah.
You've only worked on this for 4 days, so there are things like you said, path system, tie into the others.
Path system. We need to look at the output rewards because currently it's just you buy for coins. Beans are something we've stripped out of this.
Yeah.
And the current goal is to get golden goose. He lays golden eggs, and there's kind of a small economy loop there for, I mean, low level and free players, right?
I'm seeing a Grim Tales tie-in. I like it.
We got swans, black swans, and ducks, mega ducks.
Yeah.
Like we considered maybe there's a possibility of spawning a mega duck from that as well, but like these are questions to answer later.
I know that I keep on foisting Animal Crossing on you, and the idea of Tom Nook's, like this is your first farm that you're buying so that you can get enough money or whatever to go to the next farm. It's almost like you've got that path.
We've been talking about it leading
farm.
on to Manor Farm,
Yeah.
so this is kind of like the onboarding to that. Yeah. Effectively.
Right.
Sorry, just a general question. Just a question for you, probably my last one. So, if any skills go to 120, when other skills go to 120, do you see the free-to-play cap of them being raised to 20 at all?
I don't see those things connected. So it's not because they're going to 120 that we're raising that cap. I would like to do this to all skills. Because my personal feeling is that you can't value or understand a skill when it goes up to 5. It's at 20, 20 is when you start hitting... you feel like you've leveled up, you unlock some milestones, then you know the skill a little bit better. But obviously that's harder for certain skills than others because they're like geographically located.
Yeah.
Farming being one of the ones that's problematic. But it's more problematic for others. But yeah.
Yeah, like doing the investigation, there are quite a few, even within the 1 to 20 span, there's quite a few patches in the free area. There's a good variety there of things you can plant as well. And it would feed into this. So the food here is just seeds and vegetables, which are more abundant in low-level content for farming.
All right. What we got next? We seem to have zoomed in on your character, from what I can tell.
Yeah, very sneaky setup there. So here I'm wearing what there is of the Elemental Workshop Chaos Armor, because I've also been working on designs for Elemental Workshop 5, 6, and 7.
There will be
being ambitious.
equal signs of frustration and joy from anybody here.
Indeed.
Sorry,
Yes.
you've what? Been working on what?
Designs for the rest of the series, basically. The primary
5, 6, and 7. I was just expecting 5. What?
I've
God.
come off the back of designing some puzzles, and I felt like I could maybe do that. I can't. I'm struggling to do just like the first quest, but the idea being to continue on from what Elemental Workshop 4 did, which was to not have such an obnoxious puzzle as was in Elemental Workshop 3, which is great if you like puzzles, but obviously a lot of people, that was the ceiling for them. And 4 also did 2 runes at a time, so we'd do in 5 would be Astral Nature, then 6 would be Law and Death, and then Blood and Soul would be in the.
Does that mean you double puzzle
finale.
it like kind of 4 was?
Exactly. Yeah. So 6 puzzles within there, but the kind of main thing I'm focusing on is trying to make this armor set have a place in the game.
Yeah.
It needs to be a good reward for the series to pull people into it and be worth doing.
So is that a case of you are amending the rewards from the first 4 quests, or are you looking to amend them as the reward for the 5th?
Probably the former, because they don't really have a use at the moment. The only use they really had was the shield protect from Wyvern Breath, but we've got lots of potions like the Wormfire potion now that cover that.
So even if you don't have if the quests don't get realised, you still have something that can go out as an improvement for the armors?
Potentially, but I mean they cap out at really low levels, so even if they had a good use, then
it'd be low level and niche.
Yeah. Pretty much, but I mean, it still could be taken, and we could use it as a test bed to say, hey, is this sort of route something that would interest you, and maybe like encourage you to play future quests in the series. But my hope by the end of the jam is to have prototyped the first 2 puzzles and have a plan for the series. We'll see how that goes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, was that the last thing on this, or was there anything else you wanted to go through as well?
No, I think that's enough for one game jam. For me.
Well, for one bit, anyway.
You've got plenty to cover with other devs.
We have other stuff.
I'll let you get to it.
Perfect. All right, if we can go back to full screen, please, if that's okay.
Somebody said that I'm wearing the top of a jam jar. That is amazing. I always thought I was kind of an American diner's tablecloth. But jam jar is amazing.
Oh, that's superb.
I just need some kind of string belt.
There you go. All right, I'm going to ask another moderator on the couch to come on over. Oh,
quite literally.
The literally moderator to come join us.
He doesn't regret his name at all.
We will.
Still funny.
We'll let him. Thank you, moderator. And we'll let him set up in the meantime.
We're on full screen, aren't we? Sick.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, just set up your world and stuff.
I have no idea.
To hide this.
It's not.
full screen.
It's just me.
Okay.
That's why I said, can we go back to full screen? It's okay.
Is this me or is?
It is you.
I have no idea if this is going to work.
Okay, well,
roll a dice.
With that being said, what have you been up to?
I've been working on. I put a tweet out on Wednesday last week to say that I'll be working on Golden Clue Scrolls. It was something that came up in the annual survey, and it scored very well. It was 4th or 5th top update, I think, out of everything. Hang on, I can't think and type. Put up a design together for it. Spoke to the Clue community as well, because obviously, whilst it's not necessarily an update to get people into doing Clue Scrolls, it still could affect their economy and stuff, so I didn't want to ruin that.
Yeah, so I guess if you take a step back, in essence, what is Gold Clue Scroll? Like, what is the point of a Gold?
What is a Golden? Yeah, okay. So Golden.
Are you good to show this? Do you want this to be shown now?
No, it's fine. Come wait there for a minute. We can talk. So Golden Clue Scrolls are essentially a way of bringing in another WoW moment into the game. Obviously, Clue Scrolls now come from skilling. They come from combat. And other things as well. So this is a way to give most aspects of the game just an additional WoW moment. Obviously, because they're gonna.
That's not what you're going for.
No,
we call them WoW moments internally, don't we? I don't know if we've ever said it outside.
Have we not?
No, I think we have.
Have we?
I think we've occasionally said like the WoW moment.
It's the moment of I'm gonna drop everything that I'm doing right now because I want to go and do this thing. Yeah. So if you get a Golden Clue Scroll, that will be it, because the idea is essentially that on completion you will be guaranteed to get a rare item. So you're talking a die or 3rd age, 2nd age, that sort of stuff. You'll literally, as soon as you get that, you'll be thinking, oh god, this could be like a couple of bill, it could be 100 mil, it could be whatever. So you're going to want to drop what you're doing to go and do it straight away. Obviously, the initial reaction with the Clue community was this is going to destroy the prices of dies and stuff like that. So to put it out there, these will be very, very, very rare. Like, you're talking maybe not quite HSR rarity, but like you're talking that sort of rarity, right?
Okay. So that in essence makes it rarer than an Orlando Smith, for example.
Yes.
Right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, but then you'd be able to get potentially the Orlando Smith with the actual casket. You're talking incredibly rare, but it is that massive not wow moment. But
sorry, I made you second think.
No, but I mean it is, right? It's a case of I'm doing my normal thing, and then it's like, oh, out of nowhere I've just gotten this. Yeah. Oh my god, this is rare, and now I get to use it, which gives me well, I guess what we'll jump
And then you
into.
can save them up, and if you're lucky enough to get a couple,
so they're
then you
stackable and stuff.
You could stream them.
They are stackable, yeah. You'll be able to receive multiple. I mean, good luck ever receiving more than one, but I'm already there. What am I doing? But yeah, you could receive multiple, and you can obviously stack up the caskets and stuff if you wanted to as well, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Are you okay to turn the FPS off as well? That's
Yeah, I will do. Hang on.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can't do one thing at once.
It's just setting it up so you get a guaranteed drop. I mean, it's very common drop.
Yeah, you get it every time. So the idea is as well is that so initially I was going to do it so it was like a golden easy, golden medium, golden hard and stuff, but it was just adding more complexity than what was needed. So I've made it now so there's literally just one golden clue scroll, and the way that you get it is you can get it. It's a chance to upgrade any clue scroll drop to the golden clue scroll.
I see. So it's rarer from an easy.
Yeah, a rarer would be like. I mean, obviously these are completely placeholder numbers, but for instance, getting an easy clue could have like a 1 in 5 million chance of upgrading to a master. A medium might be a 1 in a million sort of thing. So it does get more.
Is there a concern? So obviously, I'm sure some people know, Hellhounds is the go-to for hard clues.
Yep.
Is that being considered with this as well?
Yeah, I was planning on. I mean, we can override essentially certain sources of clues to make the chance of it upgrading to a gold a little bit more rare. It's still going to be super rare anyway. Like somebody quoted me to say that you get like 25 cards an hour, I think, at Hellhounds. So obviously, if it's a 1 in a million chance, let's say, from a hard to get a golden, you're still going to be there for like 400 hours or 4,000 hours or whatever it is to actually get one of those clues just from that source. So, I mean, you could really.
No, not yet.
No, yeah, we're good.
Don't worry, I got you, Shed. I'll let you know.
We could. You could camp it if you wanted to, but you're really not going to want to probably do that. You're not going to want to sit at Hellhounds for like 4,000 hours in reality.
Yeah.
The idea is it's more just it's a passive thing that you might get if you're very lucky. There are certain things as well, you can't be at the clue cap for that clue type. That might
so
be
if you're
upgrading.
the soft cap of 25,
if you hit the soft cap, then there's no chance of you getting the golden clue, and that's the same for if you can turn the drops off as well, can't you? Or is it the loop?
Yeah, you can. You can turn them off.
Yeah, if you've got them turned off, then obviously there'll be no chance as well of that upgrading. So you might want to turn that back on. So yeah, I think
should we
go in game? Yeah, why not?
Let's go in game.
And then we'll talk about silver clues afterwards as well.
Oh, you are doing it?
Yeah.
That was my first question.
Silver clues?
So you went for silver rather than platinum?
I did. So there was.
It's because platinum's that's above gold, isn't
people.
it?
Yeah. Well, yes and no.
I mean, we can make it below gold if we really wanted to. If we care that much.
I think it was wisely done. A player came and was like, actually, the price of platinum versus gold has fluctuated above each other over time. It's like, whatever. Silver. No argument.
Hovers on Discord. Wait, you're a platinum specialist. And now is my moment. I can talk about platinum prices.
Yes. So it's silver.
Okay, all right.
But silver, because obviously gold. The reason behind silver is the fact that gold clues are going to be so rare that
you want 99%.
Yeah, 99% of the player base will never experience one. Yeah. But we want this update to also entice other people.
People are saying dragon clue scrolls. Like it.
Yeah.
Throw that in the mix.
Just red, isn't it? But yeah, a silver clue scroll will be obviously a less. Not OP. I mean, the OP golden clue is OP, but obviously we then made it super rare, so it's not OP in the grand scheme of things. But a silver clue scroll you'll be receiving much more commonly, and it essentially is just one extra roll on the drop table at the end.
Oh, right, so it's an extra stuffed clue scroll. So at one point we were talking double.
Yes.
But then you're just doubling. It doesn't feel as joyful, I guess.
So doubles is much more powerful than just giving one extra roll, because obviously if you get a die and then that doubles, you're like, oh my god, you got 2 die.
Yeah.
So then we'd have to make silver clues then pretty rare to the point where maybe half the player base won't see them. So it's like, it's a tough
so
one.
I have to ask that question then. So if we're saying, for example, none of the players won't ever see it, so why do we still want to do it, is the question.
I mean, we still see people, we were talking about today actually, somebody, without knowing that I was working on this, said people still try and hunt for things like Hazelmere and stuff, and that's actually a reason why people keep doing those things. They still bring their luck of the dwarves and stuff. The chance that you might get Hazelmere is this is no different.
Cool.
The idea that you might get something which is super awesome is what will keep you going.
And even still now, we only very rarely see a day where we have multiple Hazelmeres as well. So I mean, that just ties into it. Okay.
And I know there's some people saying that it's so rare, so what's the point in making it? But this is, I mean, you've kind of worked on this a couple of days. This is a part of the game jam. That's what the joy of game jam is about.
Exactly.
Do the disproportional marginal things that give a lot of joy to those few people.
Yeah. Same as HSR, right? What was the point of working on HSR?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
that rare,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Rest in peace, the guy who destroyed it with a sacrifice scrimshot earlier on today. as a PSA, if you
have been talking about
don't do that.
Don't
Anyway.
bring luck to the dwarves if you're using sacrifice. Like, yeah.
Okay, go on, do it.
So, yeah, obviously Pyre finds are a big source of medium clues, so I've guaranteed myself to get a medium clue. I've guaranteed myself to get a golden clue, hopefully.
Yep,
so obviously you get your standard loot beam. It's a massive loot beam as well. You'll get a world broadcast to say that, hey, look, you got a golden clue.
I mean, they're rare enough to be a world, so it makes complete sense.
Yeah. So you pick that up, and the mic's in the way, and then you receive a golden clue scroll, and then essentially a clue scroll.
You already have one active.
Oh, brilliant.
So you remember.
So yeah, essentially a golden clue scroll is just a master clue scroll in terms of its steps. So you'll see that it's got master in all of the clues name, but that's fine. There will be examined to say that it's a golden clue and stuff. We can't change that, unfortunately. And then a silver clue is just an elite. I'm not going to run through the clue itself because it's just, as I say, a master clue.
I was hoping to see your clue scroll skills.
People are saying, by the way, they want gold dies.
Oh,
No, they've
Lord.
done it in silver dice.
I mean,
I have 0 art resource.
I
for
mean,
this.
I mean, not to put like that expectation and put stuff on the table. Obviously, what we showed off in Mob Pips' presentation, making that gold look a lot better, is an example of what if gold dice
could
ever
look like-
happens.
yeah.
Like
Almost
that would be an example.
Yeah, I think what you'll find with a lot of the game jam stuff is that while there is obviously some collaboration with art, what a lot of people have done is like, what can I get done? Not, I want to do 3 or 4 projects over the couple of weeks, that kind of thing. What can I get done? And often that means, what can I just do in my discipline? That's kind of what.
See, the issue with dies obviously is, I mean, from our side, is 7 to 8 configs per object for one die.
Yeah.
Then obviously the model that has to be created for every single one of them as well.
Yeah,
It's quite brutal.
There is an internal pact between content developers that we're never making new dice until we fix the system.
I know, we've done this to ourselves. We need to improve that system because people
Yes.
love dies. So,
there is simple ways that can do it, but we just need sort of more engine support and stuff.
So,
like that.
just for you open, just no question. Is Game Jam with the goal of releasing these things when the jam ends, or have things released as time goes on?
I mean, it's had no QA, so hopefully not straight away.
It's going to be a mixed bag. Like there's some people have got kind of testers on their team. A lot of our testers want to be doing dev work and design work, so that, we can't expect every update to have been finished or done as we'd call it in house.
Done.
So yeah, I would expect to see some come out in the very short term, maybe even the week after. But the lion's share will trickle out over like the next month or two. And that's if they all go out at all. Like,
kind of similar to last year's Game Jam, right? Where we had a burst of stuff, and then as the months went by, the bigger ones then released as the months went by.
Yeah, the only difference here is that everybody is making something with the intention of it being launched. I know that's a weird thing to say, but some people were doing it for training.
Well, the caveat was to release something to try and release pretty quickly, right?
Yeah, that's it. So there was a bit of a criteria, like we could stick it on the release schedule, basically.
Cool.
So it's slightly different this time. I'm hoping that doesn't put people off, basically. Because I know previous Game Jams, some people have had updates that they've loved that never made it, like dungeons as drops and things like that. Everything's intended to be launched.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry, moderator. All yours.
That's all right. I mean, all I'm going to do is get free money. I mean, I probably want to clear my bank. Oh, that's fine. I mean, I've opened like 300 of these already. So it's literally just the standard casket. You essentially ignore the current reward value because these are based on internal prices. So a third age Druidic cloak, it reckons is, I don't know how much.
It uses our QA stock market. Sorry, Grand Exchange.
They're not live GE prices, but it's essentially a case of you get your super rare item, you get a bunch of treasure trail items which are across easy, medium, hard, elite, and master clues. So just a pool of all of the treasure trail items. Basically, they're all the same price because it's just the price of fortunate components.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So you get a bunch of that, and then you get a master clue as well at the end.
Guaranteed?
Yes, guaranteed master clue. Cool. If you're wearing Orlando's hat, then obviously Orlando's hat is a chance of getting the casket of the tier down. With this, the tier down of golden is obviously silver, so there is a chance of getting a silver casket off of doing this.
And if you do silver, do you get a master casket?
At the moment, no, but maybe.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of a weird one because the silver is essentially an elite, so it's like I don't know.
See what you mean.
Some said, so is it a guaranteed unique?
In golden clue, so yes, you get a guaranteed unique. So if I open another one, maybe I'll get something else. Well, we'll get something else. So this time you got third age range.
I can already see a live streamer from this.
If you can get 10 of these somehow, loads of third age, you'll get loads of second age. I mean, you can see it all. You get your broadcast and stuff as well, and it's specifically saying that you got it from a golden treasure trail too.
Oh, nice! So you folded in a little bit more Daisy's kind of a little bit more detail. Kind of thing in the broadcast.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that later on.
There's the third age die. So yeah, that's pretty much it. How rare is the golden clue? Vary. The big question is always, do these contribute towards collection log? Yes, they do, because it's so rare to get in the first place. It's a bit harsh if we don't, and it feels like a bug probably if it doesn't contribute to the collection log. So yeah, it does.
Okay.
I think that's everything. Oh, silver clues, yeah, I don't need to show those because it's just an elite with 1 extra roll.
Oh, so okay, so an elite but 1 additional.
Yeah,
roll.
so the elite drop table works in that you get between 4 and 6 rolls. So obviously I can't just +1 on that, so I've just taken the max, which is 6, and just +1 to that. So you'll get 7 rolls guaranteed every single silver clue.
So I think the important thing to mention is obviously the perception is, because you've just gotten loads of them, you've opened them, you got on a guaranteed unique, is they are going to be incredibly rare, that it theoretically shouldn't affect the the volatility, I guess, of those items.
In my head, I would like this to be like sort of like 1 golden coming into the game a week.
Cool.
So it's like you're really not like you get more than that probably of dies and other items going to the game per week. So it's like it's not affecting the market.
It kind of creates that moment of like, I've got a gold casket. I know I'm going to get a unique on it. I want to go live on my stream just before I open it and see what I get, kind of thing, or stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome.
I mean, it's got all the third age items on there as well. I know that in live at the moment, some of the third age items are like 25 mil, but it's like they're still super rare, prestigious things. So they are on the table as well.
Someone said, could you theoretically get 2 super rare rewards, like 2 dies
Yes.
from it? You can.
Yes.
Oh, jump on.
So,
well, okay.
I didn't get it. I got it in a previous one. So if you roll on that part of the table, I'll see if I can get one.
It's turned into a drop stream now. Here we go.
There is
We got a second age. Holy hell, grats. That's rare as hell.
So here we are. So the spiked helmet is the what's the blurberry special of Hazelmare. So if you land on the table to say that you'll get a chance to get a second die or super rare item, and you fail that roll, then you get spiked helmet.
Oh, there we go. Nice little FYI.
nice.
So
Just in case you ever get spiked helmet, then
Could you have a gold and silver scroll?
a golden.
Half gold, half silver. Like the chance of you rolling on both at the same time.
I mean, you kind of do, I guess. If you wear your
extra, you're rare, but with an extra bonus.
Oh god.
Anyway, no,
There's an
probably
extra
not.
3 days.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I've got another project to show next week anyway, so
Alright.
I won't be working. I mean, this project.
Do you want to mention it? Do you want to talk about what else you're
Yeah, I mean, I put it on my Twitter. The other project is to be able to have pinnable Grand Exchange history.
nice.
So obviously at the moment, it's actually a bigger history than I thought it was. I thought it was 15, but it's actually 40 slots. I think.
Yeah, it used to be 20, and then we recently, well, I say recently in the last year, upgraded it to 40.
Yeah, so it's a 40 slot history. And obviously if you're doing a lot of merchanting, or if you, like, a lot of items will just get spammed off. And obviously if you buy like a party hat or something like that, you want more than just a screenshot of it, right? So
awesome.
if you could pin it, then it would just permanently stay at the top of your Grand Exchange history forever. So if you manage to, say, get a blue party hat on the GE, which is obviously rare as anything, then you can pin that, and you can. That's
Did
your
you
sort
say
of
whether or
rank.
not that eats into your?
It will eat into those slots,
Right.
Which means there'll be a cap. I'll probably cap it at between 5 and 10 pinnable slots available. So yeah, obviously.
Let's look at the dwarfs effects. The master, the gold casket.
In terms of on open or getting a clue?
Getting and on open.
At the moment, no on both.
Okay.
I could obviously it's already guaranteeing a rare for the casket, so there's no point in putting Luck of the Dwarves in there. The only place it would really work is if you get this chance to get a second die in that roll. We could potentially modify that with Luck of the Dwarves. On getting it, no, at the moment it's not. It's just a hard. Well, I mean, in theory, yes, because you have to roll. So to get that 1 in 5 million, let's say, chance of upgrading, you have to roll to get an easy in the first place, which could be a 1 in 128, right? Which then at that point is 128 times 5 million, which is huge. Which is your actual chance of getting the clue scroll.
Well, that escalated very quickly.
Yeah, which is the actual chance of getting the clue scroll from an easy. As an example, obviously, these are all theoretical numbers. It's not balanced yet. Before I get quoted. And I've lost my trail of thought now.
Talking about Luck of the Dwarfs and...
Yes, Luck of the Dwarves. So the chance of getting that easy clue scroll in the first place is affected by Luck of the Dwarves, but then the chance of upgrading it then isn't. I mean, I could, but yeah.
Awesome. All right. Anything else, or are you all good?
Would Hazelmere Ring give a chance of doubling?
Oh, yes, a good question.
Do clue scrolls normally get doubled by Hazelmere?
The HSR, I believe, does not affect clue scrolls.
Then no.
Someone will probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do not.
Then no.
Yep, there you go. All right. Perfect. Thank you very much, moderator. If you're all good, can we go back to full screen, please? Cool. Okay, you're good to go.
Are you going to stick with us?
No.
No, he's off.
He's gone. No. Right. I'm representing Mod Shogun for this one.
All right.
Because he wasn't able to make it.
Oh, have you got the accent ready?
What? No.
I'd love to see you doing an accent.
How do you open the door?
Press the
How
button.
do you open the door? Slick
It doesn't open
skills.
down, it doesn't open up.
There's a button. You
What?
press.
Oh.
Escape room.
Dear me.
Wow.
Moderator couldn't quite get out the door, bless him. Alrighty, so I need to print out my notes from Shogun, because I need to make sure I get this right. See, I basically told him to send me all the info. He left his notepad. I'll have to take that to him. Anyway.
So he didn't get out the door.
And he's left his notepad. He's on a roll right now. So in the meantime, projects for Epic Jam, obviously we're not showing everything.
Yes.
Are you happy with how everything's going?
Oh, I love it. I really do. One of the main things to do was to get the team working together because they've only just been created. This is a team that's new, and so working. I know that the ones we've shown are independent people working on their own projects, but there are genuinely. I think there's 8 people working on one project that we haven't shown.
I mean, that Mod Rally is working obviously with Mod Raven.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
actually, while we're here, do you want to talk about what you have been getting involved
Yeah,
with?
do you want to do that while you're?
Yeah, let's do that while I get
yeah,
set up. Yes,
absolutely.
please.
One of the things, so the motivation of doing this project was we really wanted a Halloween piece of content. So we thought that we would do a Broken Home kind of thing, which is release a quest that kind of fits with Halloween, but can really come out whenever. And so we wanted to do an Araxxor Quest. So there's, we were big fans of Araxxor. There is no backstory whatsoever. That is like a complete clean slate. So much opportunity from a storytelling perspective to do something. So we want to do that. And I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, yeah, I'm not that interested in Araxxor. Maybe you're not a boss fighter, that kind of thing. We want to really kind of make it core to the story and bring it into the centre of the lore as well. So it feels like, when you get to the end, it's like, I've learned something. This has progressed my knowledge of RuneScape. It's great. So what we got is a fantastic team of me, Mod Raven. We're hoping that we can get Mod Ryan on board for. So, there's probably going to be some combat involved, and he's a bit combat-y. And then I've forgotten the name of the mod. Lee. His name is Lee.
Camel.
Mod Camel. There we go. So Mod Camel's involved as well. And we're doing really well. I'm 3/4 of the way through the dialogue, and we're fully through the design. Mod Raven's about 1/4 of the way through
I
development.
just realised, obviously, because you've said Lee, obviously.
Oh, I kicked it all off. Ignore what I said. But so it's progressing really well. The caveat being that obviously we wanted this to be a Halloween piece of content, but it looks more likely that we're going to only get partway through, whether or not that's halfway, 3/4 of the way, what have you. And you could probably work out the time scale. It's not going to be out for Halloween.
So you can still have that horror-esque.
Yeah, we want to still have that vibe,
Okay.
and hopefully whoever's lead designer will really like it, and we'll pick it up and decide that it needs to go on the schedule.
Whoever leads the designer is it?
Oh yeah, a little bit of nepotism. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully people play it and really like it, and then it moves on to the next steps. But
Awesome.
Yeah, the general vibe we've gone for is where Lord of Vampirium was effectively starting from the bottom of Castle Dracana, working your way up. This is kind of flipping that a little bit, and we're going to use Castle Dracana again, and we're going to use a spider infestation or a spider siege. And that's the general gist of it. And then you find out why this is happening, which obviously won't go into, because that's what I've given you is probably the first 2 variable states in the whole quest. And there's a good 20 or so after that. So yeah, look forward to it. And we've had one of our new character artists working on improving the model of Araxxor, I think.
Araxxor?
I think it's
Why
Araxxor. I think it's Araxxor rather than Araxxor.
Okay.
Just bring it up to our current standards.
A new model for Araxxor. That's going to be interesting to see.
Fold that in as well. I don't want to worry people. This isn't a kind of Dagonoth Kings.
Ram has just confirmed it is Araxxor. Just
Araxxor, yeah. This isn't a Dagonoth King style rework. This is a refinement, a real high def improvement of Araxxor. Because of course, she probably plays a reasonably decent part in it. But this goes, the lore stretches all the way to the First Age, and and various other things. So it's really core, and hopefully we can get Araxxor or Araxxor placed one in our game world and game universe.
Awesome. All right, let's bring up the in-game if we can, Shed, if that's
Here we
okay.
go.
Alrighty. So, a little while ago, I can't remember, I think it was February's Game Jam of 2018. I can't remember. Anyway, Mod Shogun, the man loves Ripper Demons. He loves them a lot. He has been persistent, and he's finally found someone who's found the time to do a Ripper Demon pet.
Yeah.
So, you will now be able to, when this update launches, get a pet drop, which is the parasitic orb from a Ripper Demon. Now, he's given me the rates, so I'm just going to read them. So,
Fool.
he has said it's freaking rare, and the drop rate is 1 in 30k from normal Ripper Demons, and a 1 in 1k from elites. So, if you happen to get this drop, you'll get it. You've got the pet, Nipper Demon pet, great name. And it is a companion pet, which means it can be overridden.
Yay,
there he is.
That's good.
I've got the pet out. Whoops. Let's get rid of that, shall we? Very good at this, me. Right. So we'll get our Nipper Demon. There he is. And, I mean...
Look at the size of it.
Let's just
I
have
love
a little look, shall we?
I mean...
Oh, camera.
In dog terms, that's what, a terrier? I love it. Look at him.
Amazing. And with it being a companion pet, this does mean, of course, that the animations will work for its attack. Its special attack is defense animations, which is awesome. There is also, I believe, the actual Ripper Demon model itself has been updated, which I don't have an image to show you, unfortunately, but it is the base model itself has been updated.
That's a shame, because we had it on our internal.
Start. Yeah, I don't know if I can get to it in any way.
Maybe by the end of the stream we might be able to. But again, this isn't a complete rework. This is a refinement of it to make it look...
The pet is off task, because you can get the pet off task as well, just to clarify.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the image on my laptop. I don't know how I can get it on there. I'll have to have a think. I'll have a think.
Just turn it to the camera.
Well, just full screen. Come on, chat. Let's do the most botchiest. Hold up a minute, because I don't want to.
Is this going to work? Are you going to be able to see?
Do you want full screen?
We're going to have to do full screen if I'm going to shove my laptop up into my into the camera.
I love the Game Jam spirit, which is basically hacking things together with sellotape and glue and seeing if it will work. Bit of duct tape.
Shogun, don't message me on the messages at the minute. Just a second. Right, let's do this. So I don't know how well you guys can see it, but that model's been... No, I'm not.
It's not working.
No, I'm finding a way to do it. We'll find a way. It looks garbage for a camera. It's not
We'll
right.
send it to Rubik.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we'll do that, actually. But in the meantime, I should mention, it has dialogue, actually, which I'm allowed to show. Believe you wrote this dialogue?
Oh, did I? I wrote this is past Dave, so God knows what it is.
So, so the dialogue goes, so I fought a fair few Ripper Demons in my time, and the chat head there, as you can see. Oh, yeah, can we go back in game? Sorry, let's start that again. My apologies.
I'm really worried about what I've written. This hasn't been tested or vetoed in any way.
So you don't know about this dialogue?
Stuff have I written? This is like from a year ago.
So I fought a fair few Ripper Demons in my time, and he replies saying, "We are aware we're keeping score. That's a little worrying. Anyway, you know that death jump you do? Val recaps runaway brain train."
Oh, that sounds like me.
I was wondering if you could use it while I'm fighting. You know, it'd be good if you could one-hit Finns while I'm slaying, perhaps the odd boss. Which, actually, quite funny enough, now we're doing ancient summoning with archaeology.
Oh, my.
What a wonderful tie-in now.
That's it.
And then, sure, why not? We'll have to get you to sign a waiver, though. The brain train has a habit of going off the rails and accidentally braining others. Yes, it does. What is this dialogue?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
You know what? Let's plan an idea for another day.
I think most people would be okay with that. Really. The brain train.
There is no threshold for the drop. I've just been messaged by Mod Shogun, just an FYI there. So yeah, that's superb dialogue. Nice one.
Little taste of what might be in Araxxor Quest. This is what happens when people give me free reign to write.
When is the last time you've actually written?
Needle Skips. Oh, actually, technically, you are it because Needle Skips was written before you are it.
Oh yes, you're right.
But yeah, I don't get let out of my box much. So it's quite nice to be.
There is other dialogue, but obviously it's random. I mean, we'll try and see if I can get it to pop up. They're random in their choices. Okay, have you considered upgrading to? I'm not even going to try and say that word.
Chthonian symbiote. Obviously, you just watch Venom.
Chthonium symbiote. Okay.
We're
all the rage. Yes. You're not going to take over my body. Oh, such venom.
Oh God.
It's so Jesus.
Oh, whoa.
This is some dialogue, Dave. Ooh. It's so painless. I'm not even going to quote because I'm going to be
say it.
It's so painless. I slide over your body and take over all your motor functions.
Your belly note.
What even? Get away from me. Very appropriate. I'm just going to move out so we can have a little bit of a look at it.
All right.
Oh, my Lord.
I just wanted you to say it.
You just want me to say it. Why not?
Past Dave's having a chuckle right now.
What even? So I think that's everything for that. That's pretty much done as far as I'm aware, which is great news because it means that that project can get moving and hopefully players can
absolutely
get it. I'm going to presume that pet drop is a broadcast, as is the case with other pet drops and stuff, so that'll be a given. Someone said, "Admit it, you'll miss this." Yes, of course I'll miss it. I never said I was never going to miss it.
I think the problem here is that we'll massively miss it, as you know.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm not going to try to make you.
I mean, we got 2 weeks yet. Can we not?
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm not going to make you moist now.
Nice, Dave. Oh,
You're
dear
welcome.
Lord. So as another thing I should mention as well, that Mod Shogun's been working on is elite NPCs and their drop tables. So I don't have anything to show you, so we're going to go back to full screen and I'll just present, I guess, it. Which is that Mod Shogun is working on a design to make you get happy when you see an elite NPC spawn, is his words. And by that, he's looking to vastly increase the XP and the drop value from killing them. And the elite NPC drop table is only for elite NPCs. And the current design on this is that you get an additional drop on top of what you get when you kill an elite NPC.
Right.
So when you roll on their table, for killing an elite NPC, you get another drop.
So is this an elite monster drop table, or is it specific to that monster?
I believe it's an elite monster drop table. I'm sure you'll message me to clarify.
So it's almost like a rare drop table for elites.
Yes, and then then a drop on top. It is 100% chance to get a rare drop drop from them. And he's putting caps locks. Disclaimer: Elite NPCs WoW is in the that's what he's called it, is in the design prototype phase, and things might change. But he wanted to make sure he called it that in particular.
Yeah, just to show you the kind of game jam spirit that we're having. Mod Shogun isn't even in the episodic content team, but is kind of drafted in lovingly. He's doing this evenings and weekends on top of his normal work. So God bless him.
Yeah, he's doing it in his own time. I mean, he was so. I mean, his passion to try and get that pet out. Bless him.
And of course, because there are character artists who are on the game jam who can do it now. Thank you so much, Mod Damo. He's doing it.
Oh man. Okay. I got a message.
I know there's somebody saying he hope he's being paid for that work. We have actually got something called a bounty board. So bounty board.
We should get into that actually.
Yeah, I'm happy to mention it. I don't want to go into too much detail about what the rewards are, but there are certain things that have come from social media posts that players really want, that are things that would really benefit the game, that are ideas that we've had, and these are a bounty board, and they have, there'll be a Switch attached or a game or some money, Amazon vouchers or something like that, just to motivate. If people want to go for those, because it's kind of reparations for not working on your passion project, you're doing this other thing. It's hopefully we can then get lots more updates out to players.
Awesome. Oh man. Oh yeah. Moderator messaged me saying, like, can you make sure you bring your own pad up, please? Bless him. Alrighty. I guess I'll go next for this one.
Sorry, he is working on Stone Spirits, by the way. He has been mentioned a couple of times.
So we have a dev blog we want to release hopefully next week. Is the plan.
Yeah. It actually goes into absolute detail of everything we're going to do. The dev work is actually done. We just want to get this blog work out first.
Correct.
So that you can really get a sense of it and we can get the feedback in. But as soon as we got through that stage, then we can launch it.
Alrighty. Okay, let me get my page up here so I can try and make sure everything I'm saying makes complete sense. So, while I'm still here, I thought I'd have the opportunity, because I've had the opportunity to take part in the Epic Jam, I thought I would have a big opportunity to do something. But before we do that, I want to show off a couple things that we've tweeted about, which I'm not going to be able to show you on stream, but I want to show you on Twitter. First of all, it's from Mod Days, which some of you have seen and absolutely love, which is in essence, I don't know how well it's going to come up on full screen share. Do you tell me if it comes up okay or not? But actually, hold on. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let's do that. We'll do that. It's blurry, but
that looks good.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, Mod Days has done something really, really awesome where, and now when you get your pet drops from skilling, it will now say the XP you get them at. Ignore the two numbers being different, he's already fixed that. But yes, it will actually show the XP that the pet was received at, which is awesome. And this also applies to boss pet drops as well, so the kills they get. So you may see a 0 KC boss pet drop broadcast in the future. But yes, it is pretty
0 cases.
awesome. Yeah,
Nice.
insta kill outs.
Yeah, of course. Do we know any more about when this is going out? I know this is a silly question for me to ask you, but
I mean, as far as I'm aware, he's done it. So it's a matter
and I
of.
think it's been tested.
I don't know if it's been tested.
Oh right, okay. We can fast track that.
Yes.
That is definitely an example of things that will go out in the coming weeks.
I mean, and stuff like that is really cool. I think it adds that, like, it's funny because Mod Days initially at first was like, why is this getting so many likes? I didn't quite understand it. But I think what he managed to click onto was something like this is a massive social update.
Yeah,
because you see the broadcast, you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna post pet, they're gonna pet drop or whatever. But if you see, for example, someone
High
get
XP or low
ancient
XP.
summon in stone at 1 KC, your clan's gonna be like, what the hell, and so on and so forth. Like, just it's a lovely little social update.
And if you've been like at the wrong end of real bad luck and you've finally done it, then that's also the
true. The different XP is because this is when he first made it and tweeted about it and didn't realise at the time. He's fixed that already, just to clarify. And then if we go back to full screen, please. Shared, if that's okay. Cool. So I've kind of been running here, there, and everywhere during Epic Jam. So there's 2 things I want to show you very quickly. And then we can get going with in-game stuff. So just bear with me just a moment. I can't really zoom that one in. Okay. Oh, yes, we can. We can zoom in. It's fine. Cool. Okay. So if we go back to full screen, the game screen again. So this one, in essence, is very simple. If you have a legendary Beast of Burden out, you have an issue where you have to use the pouch on the burden to extend the time, and that means you'll have a box pop up. You have to say yes, and it's a real pain. Now it's just you click on the pouch when the legendary Beast of Burden is out, and it just works.
Nice.
It's nice and simple.
No issues and misclicks or anything like that.
I mean, there's one consideration which maybe we still make the box pop up and maybe have yes and don't ask me again, just in case.
All right. Okay.
Just to avoid that misclick, but I'm not sure yet. But it's there.
Is that something you want to roll out and see if it needs that?
I mean, see what people think in here in that sense as well, which is cool. And then the other thing is it's a Virago thing, but if you're doing a mass or you have people with you who have. And you don't know if they've accepted the challenge from Virago, because you need to have accepted it to go in, you'll just be told that blah, blah, blah has now accepted the challenge. You can just double check that everyone in your party has accepted it, so no one's missed out, and making sure everyone is taken into Virago, which is cool. Okay, and then, sorry, Shed, back to full screen, and then we go back to in-game. I apologise. I'm being deliberately awful.
He's earning his wage today. It's good.
Alrighty, okay. I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm quite nervous. So,
oh really?
Yeah, I have stuff to show. I'm not sure how well it's going to function.
Okay. I don't actually know which one you're going to show you.
I have 3 to show you.
Go for it.
Which is good. Okay, so if we go back to in-game. So, I've been very excited to do this for a long time, ever since it was mentioned at RuneFest a couple of years ago, and unfortunately progress wasn't made, but this is skill in offhands.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I need this one.
So, skill in offhands, if you don't know what they are, is the ability to have these very unique offhands with their own abilities, but on top of that, they can be augmented with invention. So what this means is that the offhands for the skill in offhands can now work across skills that didn't have invention in them. So, for example, we have right now our sacrifice item, which is using Imperium core model.
I know this one's your favourite.
The sacrifice offhand, you can see, has breakdown 5 on it, and that will work across most skilling activities in the game now. And it works similar to the breakdown for smithing, so in a sense of it's a very low chance, but if it procs, it will have given you the components as if you would have disassembled it. So if you want to make a load of overloads, bad example, or a load of food or so on and so forth, it will give you those components for it. At the moment, I've gotten the rapid perk in, so there's a chance to make your actions quicker when doing make-X stuff like herb lore and crafting and so on, and also tinker, so you can get more XP per action as well. As for the item itself, I'm going to try and let the tooltip explain most of it, because there's a lot, and I've tried to tooltip as much of it. So when you have a sacrifice offhand equipped, you're going to lose 1% of your health in the following scenarios. So let's say, for example, I start mining, I'm going to lose 1% of my life. For every 10% of my life missing, I have a guaranteed +1 damage on what I mine.
I see what you're doing.
So if you keep your health low, but you keep your health without killing yourself, obviously, from mining too much, you will get more ores an hour. So it's about that risk and reward approach for
Trying to
skilling.
hover as low as possible.
And like I gotta get like Timbo wrote this design way back when. I mean, I'm looking at this. Well, January the 8th, 2018. There you go.
I want to see how many hardcore Iron Men go.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I should mention as well. Actually, Sacrifice also has the ability. So you'll see a little bit of debug messaging in here and stuff. So I apologize. I should have probably removed that. But you can see, for example, my breakdown perk just activated when doing mining, and I've just got on junk because of sandstone. But it's an example of integrating invention perks.
Yep.
You can get item XP, so you can obviously siphon and so on and so forth. But at the same time, I'm losing health per hit I'm doing, as you can see, and I'm on 1%. So right now, I'm doing +1 damage extra on what I'm doing, which is fine. But if I was to go down to 2,000 health, I'll start hitting the rocks even harder. So it's a better way of getting through your Anamika rocks, for example, so you're not there as long. It's 1% of your max HP pool, not your remaining. If it was your remaining, you'd be there for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's, as you can see, 1% of my 10,100. So that's what I'm taking. So every time I'm doing this, I'm taking damage. So I'm going to keep an eye out, but at the same time, I'm going to keep my health up. In addition, for every 10% you are missing, which I haven't put on that tooltip, you have a 4% chance at 10% on the icon of instantly gathering an item.
Right.
Which could be unlucky depending on if you're low health. So if you instantly gather, you could take a little bit of extra damage straight away.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay.
And
You want some randomness in there.
also a 20% chance at 10% to not lose 30 seconds of your familiar's timer and add it back on. So your familiar can stay up if it keeps procking and kicking in. So yeah, I mean, that's the Sacrifice offhand. It works across divination, thieving, fishing, woodcutting, hunter, mining, and smithing. And they have their different effects. For smithing, you have a chance to double your progress.
Gotcha. So you're purely doing gathering skills at the moment.
For the Sacrifice offhand.
Yeah.
So we also have, I haven't even got it, so I'm going to have to give myself the item. The Elemental, not Elemental Workshop, we've already been down that road. Anyway, we have the Elemental offhand, and the Elemental offhand, when it procs, you can turn into one of 4 forms. So if it happens to kick in, which I appear to have actually plugged in the actual chance, not debugged it, well done me. So if it kicks in, you become one of 4 elementals. So if you give me an example, you become an air elemental for 30 seconds. During that time, everything you gather or produce is instant.
Yeah.
It has a chance to be instant, sorry. So when it kicks in, you are an air elemental. So you could get very lucky and keep doing constant fishing if it keeps procking and procking and procking. If it's a fire elemental, anything you gather or produce is destroyed, but you get more XP.
Okay. So when you're talking about, you're kind of literally...
Yeah, so here we go. So I'm an air elemental.
So using the elemental.
So fingers crossed, I'll go do mining quickly as an example. So fingers crossed it'll stay up. So I'm an air elemental. I'm now skilling literally as a air elemental. And I have a chance now, while being an air elemental, to instantly mine or instantly fish or instantly make my next potion and stuff like that. So I plugged in a chance and I haven't hit it once. Yay for string luck. How about that? So essentially there's 4 elements. There we go. Oh no, that's a level up item. Damn it. That's a level up message. So the other 2 are Earth, which is, it will bound you for that duration, but you get 10% more XP during the time. You can get that level freedom if you want to, so it's a nice way of bringing a bit more action into your skilling. And then water, and water is essentially, you don't lose prayer, you don't lose summoning points or divine charge for the duration it's active. So if you want to quickly activate a light prayer during that time, you won't lose any prayer points for it, you can do that. So the idea with this is to... Oh, I'm fire elemental now. So anything I'm now gathering will essentially not go through, although I haven't stopped the porters by the looks of it, so well done me. But yeah, any time you do this, you get 20% more XP. But I think it'd be really cool just to see the different elementals running around doing their skilling and stuff like that. And the other one is the destruction offhand, which I'm not going to be able to show you.
I thought you were just going to do one.
Sorry, I mean, this is what I've done so far. So
credit to you.
This destruction offhand... oh, damn it, I haven't split apart the text, apologies. But in essence, it procs, and during this time you get a stack. If you get a stack, it gives you a greater chance of destroying that item. But in essence, when you destroy it, you get more XP. And also, if you destroy it, it means that it gives you a chance to low alch that item as well.
Okay.
So it gives you a free low alch while you're at it. So as for how you get the offhands, there is a design written up from Timber to do that, but I haven't gotten that far yet.
Are you imagining these are rewards? Are they made?
I mean, I don't know.
Where do you want it?
I mean, for me, I mean, it's a Timbo
these top
question.
end,
Like,
do you think?
this is top end skilling.
Yeah.
When you introduce invention across all the skills now, exclusive to these, that's a big update.
Yeah.
And also, I'm glad you mentioned. I don't know why you just reminded me about Sorin. And I've got the old bank because I haven't merged it, so you can all blame me for that one. The Sliskate endgame set can also be augmented as well.
Oh, okay.
So the Shadow skilling set can be
That's nice,
augmented
okay.
in this update.
Yeah, I've seen
and
requests for that. That's
will
cool.
work as a skilling offhand as well. So you can augment that. You can put perks on it, in addition to benefiting from those bonuses as well.
Yeah.
So I think I've covered most of it. Which is, yeah, I mean, Timber deserves all the love for it. It's his design. I ever since I saw it, I was just like, this is so good. Like, I really want it. So
yeah, I mean, I remember back in when we were saying why we didn't do skilling offhands, one of the biggest chunks was that it was the sheer amount of work to get all of those skills augmentable, as in like having a tool for them. And you've proven that wrong.
Well, I mean, that's when actual developers have a look at it and maybe see that I may have done it in a way that might
still
not
need
work.
to code review
like,
and
there's
things
nothing
like
to there's no guarantee this is going to happen, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But from a proof of concept, it works.
You found a way.
And I think it's awesome. Like, obviously, Skilling Council would have to see this as well.
Yep.
Skilling Council would have to like have a look at all the effects and so on and so forth. And that's if it gets that far, and stuff like that. But like Ramen said, waved. There you go, job done. It's waved now.
Ex-tester Mod Ramen says fine.
But yeah, I mean, it's what I love about Epic Jam is that ability to
Prototype. I mean, that's what you're doing. Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, for me, I'm not a massive skiller, but I kind of I could see myself using the sacrifice offhand a lot because I love doing mining, but I'd love to be able to increase my mining. But at the same time, it is a risk, obviously, knowing I could kill myself because of the damage. But if I can find that fine line, use my Enhanced Excalibur while mining so my health stays up a little bit between that gap, as an example. Like,
I think people are probably already thinking about how to synergize with stuff.
Which is awesome. And obviously, in regards to Epic Jam as a whole, there's a lot more stuff. People are saying PVM have an update. Those guys are cracking on with it. They didn't want to show it yet, which is fine.
They want to show when they can really blow people away.
Yeah.
So obviously this is a 2-week thing. This started last Thursday, so you probably configure that next live stream is a decent time.
Yeah,
finishes next Wednesday. I mean, not next Thursday.
So it's literally a day before it finishes.
Yeah,
so it's a good time. But if not, then the week after as well.
Yeah,
is another example. Goodness. It's been a lot. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't think we'd go full hour, but we have.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
Oh,
We've gone full
good
hour,
stuff.
which is great.
Top
so
bands.
from all the stuff. Sorry, top
bands.
Top bands.
Yeah, takes you to the hour.
Yeah,
It's all about the offhands.
It's.
That's what it was. It took us to the hour.
No, I think it's everyone combined, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's lots of people who haven't shown their stuff. We haven't seen Mod Ryan's stuff. I know that he's been working on some things. A lot of the artists have been producing some great stuff that we haven't or can't show because they're involved in quest work as well. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot.
We've probably taken you less than half, I'd say.
I mean, if we're to round up what we've, less than half of what projects have been done, but I mean, if we try and round up what we've talked about so far, so we've had obviously player-owned Lake, is what I'm going to call it, from Mod Rally, Mod Raven, essentially an introductory starter for player-owned farm. For those guys, so they can kind of, for low-level people who want to get into farming and the player-owned farm concept, it starts there, which is really cool. He mentioned, Mod Rally mentioned he has been looking at Elemental Workshop 5, 6, and 7.
Alongside Armour Bear, rejig.
That one's sinking. And then we have Moderator on here to talk about golden clue scrolls and silver clue scrolls.
Yep, both which polled in the annual survey.
Yep.
Now realised.
We had you talking about obviously initial start of the Halloween. Sorry, not Halloween.
What Moderator also is planning to do. Which was the Grand Exchange kind of pinnable
Grand
elements.
Exchange histories, you're right. And also, of course, the
Araxxor Quest. Yeah. Yep. Which it's such a shame that you can't really show that stuff. You just have to take it for
It's the only issue with Quest stuff, obviously, is you don't want to.
You still want to surprise and
ruin
delight.
that first feel for it. And also, we had. Oh, my brain. Wow.
Shogun.
Yes, sorry, a Shogun's Nipper Demon Pet and Elite Slayer drop table design potential changes. And then we had, I showed you Mod Days' XP and boss kill drops in announcements from now on, which is awesome. And then we did skin and offhands, and as Mod Oswald mentioned, it's not even half of the stuff.
I think follow these guys on social as well. I know Mod Ramen has been tweeting about what he's been doing, as with Mod Ryan.
Ramon's obviously been plugging away at Solak. If you haven't been keeping an eye on his Twitter as to what that involves, we're going to have to get him on the stream, I think, to talk about it, whether he likes it or not.
It. And you all know about PVM Hub, which is the one, when we were talking previously about 7 or 8 people have gathered around one update, that's the one that has attracted so many people, so that's good.
You can say that all you want, Ramon, you're coming on stream, you can deal with it.
We'll find a way.
Yeah, he's coming on stream. He doesn't have to deal with it. He says nah, but I know for a fact he loves it. So anyway, yeah, I think in essence that'll do it. It's kind of like the introduction to what Epic Jam is and what we've shown. Pretty happy, I think, with what we have.
Absolutely.
I love showcase streams beyond the.
Yeah,
I absolutely love them.
Yeah, I love them. I did send an email round with 20 ideas that have come from Reddit for Game Jam posts. So those have gone round to the whole team. So keep doing those. That can come through Reddit, come through Twitter, however you want to do it. But I've sent a summary post round to the team.
As for the timeline stuff, I guess we can't really go into that until we know what projects are going to happen and so on and so forth. So, that's the important.
Yeah, that's on me. That's my job, which is to work out where they go in the schedule, and we'll let you know when it happens.
All right, I think that'll do it then for everyone. So yeah, this has been Epic Jam, as it were, which is looking awesome. Very excited to see how we're doing as the weeks go on. And as I mentioned, of course, that isn't everything. We'll have more updates next week on whatever they may be. It's up to the mods who, if they want to come on or not, they're not under any obligation to do so. It's up to them. And then the week after that, we'll wait and see, I guess, when it's all finished.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, that'll do it for today, everyone. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Take care. Have a good one.
Bye.